just name the rest. So there are too many things to talk about this morning, but we have to place our emphasis on the one thing we matter most to the
Yeah,
Liberian
sure,
people.
sure. Ceremonies on the flip side of eight. Good morning, folks, and welcome. My name is April Parker. We're right here this morning. It's great to be here. Yes, our producer is doing everything possible to get us
The last
live
time,
on.
man, the
Uh,
last time the man sent a formal complaint that usually when he does all of this work, we don't give him credit. And me
but the man will come today, tomorrow. The way he's seeing here today, pa, we'll get your credit, papa. DJ Secret, thanks for joining us. He's our producer this morning for the show. So those of you watching, folks, share the live. Yes, the live is on. Share the live this morning. It's great to be here on the beautiful Wednesday. Yes, the May week, and just tell us exactly where you're following us from. We will acknowledge you watching this morning. Yes, it pleases us being back on the show. But let's go over to Maryland County, where our man Vanny Kama sits as our contact to bring us up to speed on this development. Hey, what is happening to Viney? Uh, okay, Maryland. It says Viney. Viney, come on. I hope you can actually pick up this morning as we look at this issue in Maryland County. So share the live this morning, folks. We will join our contact shortly from Maryland County. He will bring us up to speed. Okay, Vani Kama joins us from Maryland. Good morning, Vani.
Morning.
How is Maryland, Vani?
Well, this morning, Maryland County is good this morning.
Okay, it's great having you. I don't know which part of Maryland you joined the conversation from. Is
Oh
it
well,
Harper?
this morning I'm joining you from the commercial city of Maryland County, to be specific, People Sullivan District, People City.
And how is Wellington Kind?
Oh well, the mayor of the people, he's doing kind this morning is okay.
Yeah, so the last time we interacted about Wellington Khan, it was when he said, Wellington Khan, the mayor. And I told him to shut it down. They shut it down. That was the case of when he shut down the radio station in Maryland County.
Exactly.
And Vanny was just on top of that match. Thanks for joining us, Vanny. There's this information coming from Maryland County that a palm oil company called, is it
express.
Express Oil Liberia Limited will be doing their thing, and they will be launching their operation on the 30th of this month. Tell us more about this Express Oil company in that is to resume operation or start operation in Maryland County.
Oh well, thank you very much. Like you said, the Expert Oil Liberia Limited, the CEO was in the county just in recent time, where he called for press conference, and the correspondent for us in Liberia was present. So the Expert Oil Liberia will be delegating their project. They started the activities to help the people in the southeastern part of Liberia, like Grand Crew, Maryland, River G, Grand Judah, and Sino. So they also thought it was breaking this as Dan Unit 2. Yes, he actually owned the project, and according to he said he used $6 million dollar to carry on the project, and he's also said that he's going to build soft gas station, like one gas station in Pribo, one in Grand Jile, one in Grand. In Greco, one in Riverview County to ease the activities of the people in the southeast.
But what have you gathered so far, looking at this particular the name this company is carrying, Express or Liberia Limited, and they will be someone may think that this is an oil company, so they're investing into petroleum product. How does it work?
Yes, yeah, it's an oil company that invests into petroleum, and according to they'll be bringing the goods directly from, they'll be using the sea to bring the goods in the country. So they got a prep from the port of Harper that because they are terminals they build, they are currently they are using some part of the port of Harper. So the oil they're going to export in they're going to bring to the county. They're going to use directly the port, the kind of webs or the land that run directly from the port that went through the terminals. So it's an oil company that going to start the process. But it's like I said, it's an initiative that was carried on by an individual who identified to be the CEO.
Vani, I guess you can hear me from this end.
I'm getting you clear.
Yeah, definitely. I have a concern relatively to. I listened to you said one of the essence of this company going in the southeast region is to help ease the constrained citizens face in getting petroleum products. But we are concerned about the market environment. Sometimes when these companies go, they tend to take advantage of the market environment, given that only that one will be allowed. Selling those products that sort of tend to inflate the prices and do a whole lot.
Oh well, they according to the CEO, he said they're going to like I told you initially, they're going to build gas stations in various cities, in the major cities of the southeast. And according to him, that the prices of the petroleum, the oil that they're going to sell, it's going to be in line with the prices in Monrovia, in Cantor, and other parts of Liberia. So he said everything going to be smooth, and for those that will be employed, he said that 60% of Liberians will be prioritized.
Aside from the employment, Vining, tell us. Is there any benefit for the community in which this particular company will be operating in? Is there any benefit like social development fund going to the community or the county?
Yeah, when we asked him, he said that there's a benefit, but doing a dedication ceremony, they're going to, because doing a dedication ceremony, the county, the local authorities of Maryland, will be present and all of government officials. So doing that, after which they will disclose all of their activities to the county and the media.
But before we let you go, aside from the local authority that you have, the superintendent, the district superintendent, the city mayor, and the rest of it, how involved are the ordinary people into this matter?
The ordinary people that are involved, like those that are working currently, many of those people in the country, they are the one helping in the process when it comes to the building of those terminals. Residents of Maryland County, they are participating in the process, and he said the CEO told us that they're going to make sure that people on ground will benefit, because they said they are leasing the place they are using currently to the port for 15 years.
Oh.
Wow.
Then it tells that the government is aware of this entire thing and they're generating revenue.
Exactly.
Thanks for joining us, Vani. We wish you the best and enjoy yourself. Like I've always said, I wish to visit Maryland one of these days.
One day you will enjoy the land of sunshine and happiness.
Yeah, but yeah,
I like that.
even myself, I'll be
And
there.
thanks for joining us, Vanny.
I'll be in Maryland anytime
Yes,
soon when Lone
yeah,
Star Air will pick up. I'll
yeah.
use Lone Star
Lone
Air.
Star Airway. Thanks for joining us, Vanny. Wish you the best. Okay, Vanny Kama from Maryland County telling us more about that development. Harris, is it you want to?
No, go ahead. I'm saying your mic is loud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was as a result of this. So it's good to be back. You listen to Vanny and Harris. One of the reasons why I asked that question is as to whether the people are involved. Like we said the last time, the people will come here, and at the end result, you see, uh, no, the feedback. Yeah.
I think it's much better. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
getting much better.
So when the people go to operate, like you see in that company, they will go and operate. The people will not be involved. The ordinary citizens
Yeah.
will not be
And
involved.
Parker, relatively to that, this is one of the things the people you see when this company visit your area before they begin operation. By right, what is needed to be done, you call the people, they tell
Mhm.
you what are some of the things they think you could bring to them. Because the essence is that you're doing, I mean, you come in a carry operation to enrich yourself. So the
Mhm.
play you taking out the resources or doing whatsoever business, the people stand to benefit. This is the same thing that is currently happening in Bombay, right? And some parts, I'm saying in all parts of Liberia, you listen to one thing, people will complain on concession agreement, people complain on companies not live up to the agreement. And what the companies would do, they'll go through the agreement, will agree to do XYZ for the people. And
Mhm.
once they begin operation, they tend to neglect all of what they promise. And sometimes they just reconcile with a few officials that will talk for them. And anytime when the citizen stand against them, you see these officials will come and talk a whole lot of sweet things that
Oh yes, oh
we are
yes.
ensuring for the company will live up to this
And they
obligation and
become
things.
spokesperson
And
for the
that's
company.
what happened. So you will see your superintendent will tend to be spokesperson for the company. You will see a commissioner of that district tend to be spokesperson for that company. While in return, he should be pressurizing the company to do what is right. And this is what we see. So it's important when these companies come out, like the question we ask and whether how I'm saying, what is the direct involvement of the people? Let the people be telling them, I'm saying Express Liberia that this is what we want. Let the people
Mhm.
be telling Express Liberia that we are giving you 16 years of operation. These are the things we need. We need you in a 16 years period to build a school for our children. We need you in a 16-year period to create jobs for our people.
Mhm.
Then when that agreement be reached, and the people should have a direct representatives
Mhm.
instead of those county authorities. I mean, we're not the respect to them, but we have seen over
No,
times
most of the times they compromise.
they
Not even most of the
compromised.
times they
They
compromise the
compromise the
interests
interest.
of the ordinary
Mhm.
people.
So you will see, for instance, a county official, when the people struck, when the people stand against all of the aid treatment better against them by these companies, you will see the county official will come instead of him standing in front and leading his people. We enter in the premises, I'm saying at the premises of those companies and had negotiations, and someone come out and said, we already discussed with the company, they said they would do it. And when the citizen retires, it'll be sometimes 4-5 months again, the problem seems not to be solved. So in Liberia, like I can remember every time we were having these kinds of conversations, I remembered what the US, those from the US government has said to Liberia, that the problem of Liberia can only be solved by Liberians. So
Mhm.
we need to take responsibility. Some of these things, like one of the reasons you see in the whole thing, I applaud the citizens of Bombay relative to this, that at times you need to stand and say, this is not in our favor. We don't want this. For things to happen at times, you need to take responsibility to certain things. And this is what happened. So Express where Liberia Limited, we encourage you, right? Everyone needs investment in that country. Because
Mhm.
for a country to prosper, for the citizens to develop, we need a private sector investment. We need people to come and invest. But this part of investment, cannot use it at the detriment of the people. You cannot use it to inflate sufferings on the people. For this, we'll stand against it. So we hope and pray that as you commissioned up, I'm saying your project on the 30th of January, it is our expectation, an expectation of hundreds and thousands of the citizens of Maryland, the Marylanders, that you will do what is right.
Okay, okay, you would do what is right, and I just hope if the guys they because they like it is frustrating at times, thing that you're supposed to really benefit from, you're not benefiting, and then you see people who are to defend you are the ones trending against you. Good morning, Albert to Noam Benga says, good morning, gentlemen. I'm watching from So Cleaner behind Mother Mary E. Davis School. Okay. Joe J. Wongwe says, good morning, guys. I'm following live from Johnsonville. Roberta Riches says, I'm watching. Papi Keita, good morning, Liberia-VOL, CDC, Papi, Success Keita from Dupont to Row. Joel Moore says, good morning, Voice of Liberia, family following from Thinkers Village. And the rest of the folks watching, all you need to do, invite somebody, share the live, and let's have a wonderful conversation this morning. At 9 o'clock this morning, like we said, Mama Breaks Mensa will be our guest. She will sit on the platform to answer all of our questions this morning. That is at 9 o'clock. It's good to be here, folks. So, like we said, fellow Liberians, this issue about the investigation of Nuroti Rare and Atofos T. Sibo. Okay, so an independent investigative team, according to the LPRC, was set up, yes, and an account of that investigation is out, and we're going to read you the outcome. When did the investigation start? It started on the 13th of December 2022. The incident occurred on the 5th as per what we seen on the case file, and on the 13th they started an investigation. And there's this information as well as we received the very first time the issue of an independent investigative team was established, was put together to see how best they can investigate Madam Noor. On so many occasions did not turn out, and later on she was contacted, and then she said she could speak to the matter. Yes, because the investigative team had already set up a discussion to actually investigate the matter. So yes, it is a right to not speak when there is an investigation ongoing to a matter that is believed to be in the public, and people seeing the way they feel they want to discuss it. But this is the issue, folks. The thing it happened on the 5th of December, and on the 13th of December, investigation started. And it is the case between Norati, where operations manager of LPRC, and Adolphus T. Sibo. He believes to be a laboratory technician at the LPRC. So they say on December 13th, the the independent investigation and intelligence unit was mandated to investigate this entire case. Yes, was set up by the human resource manager of the LPRC to investigate this matter between Mr. Adolphus T. Sibo, when he reported that he was treated. He was being disgraced by the operations manager of the LPRC, and the entire thing happened on the 5th of December. Like we said, the laboratory section alleged that Madam Noroti Red operations manager disgraced him by demanding him to kneel down in front of City Builders store in Freeport Community, Monrovia. And this is the investigation, right? So we'll give you the explanations from the both party, and then according to those who were serving as witness, they will give their account to as well, and then we'll go on and what the Liberian Senate has said so far on this matter. Let's move on. It says, due to the serious nature of the case, the independent investigation and intelligence unit wasted no time but to vigorously and thoroughly conduct a speeded investigation by contacting the various partners involved. Okay, so the first person that appeared was Mr. Adolphus T. Sibo, who had this to say. He said that on Tuesday, December 6, 2022, while on his way to the LPRC, he got down before the Freeport between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. He met Madam Noroti Ware, George Cowan, Seda Chople, and Ansu Estia, and greeted them while on their way towards LPRC. Okay, He noticed that Madam Dorothy Red Trasser was torn up at the back and walked to her ear and informed her politely about the condition of her trousers. So, in simple terms, according to him, when he had got down, he noticed that his operations manager trouser was torn at the back, at the back. So he walked to her politely. Anybody can do that, Harris. You know, like you don't want to say it very loud for people to know what's going on. He walked to her, according to him, politely to inform her on the matter. Okay, politely to inform her about the condition of the trouser. He said, to my surprise, she got angry and started shouting at me and asked or demanded me to kneel down immediately before her on the street in the presence of her workmates. That if I don't kneel before her, I was going to lose my job. And in fact, she was calling the HR to prepare a letter of suspension, intimidation on job. Everyone wants a safe environment to operate. Everyone wants to operate in an environment where it will not be toxic. So, according to this particular explanation from Adolphus, after he said that, the woman got annoyed, started shouting, and in fact told him to kneel down. And if he doesn't, he was going to, in fact, she was calling the HR to have him dismissed. Okay, that's the information. They say, as please see attached the written statement of complaint of Mr. Adolphus T. Sibo. Okay, he said the second person that appeared before the investigation team was the operation manager, Mananurati Ware, and she said this. He said, on the 5th of December 2022, while returning to the LPRC after resolving an urgent work-related matter around the city builders stood around the Freeport area, an unfortunate and extremely embarrassing incident with Mr. Adolphus T. Sibo occurred. I was accompanied by 3 LPRC employees en route to our respective offices. I noticed Mr. Adolphus T. Sibo standing behind me and indicated that I had a mark at the back of my jeans trouser. At the back of my jeans trouser. She had noticed the same thing the man said, right? Okay. And then we move. Okay. At the back of my jeans trouser. I responded by saying perhaps the trouser was getting small for me. Little to my imagination, few seconds afterwards, I felt something at my back and noticed that Mr. Sibo had his hand in my trouser from the back. I asked Mr. Sibo, who authorized you to put your hand in my trouser? Mr. Sibo said he was facing it. I told him that he had no right to do that or do what he did, and that the matter will be reported to the appropriate authority. At that moment, Mr. Sibo started to apologize by holding my feet and begging to be forgiven because he did not want to lose his job. Look at this account, Harris. So the man was seen in the moon kneeling down, and according to what Adolfo said, he was told to kneel down and pump tire. This okay, so that's as a Nurel's account. He said during the investigation, all witnesses mentioned by Mr. Adolphus T. Sibo, complainant, and Madam Nora T. Ware, defendant, were contacted, interviewed, written statements extracted from them. Attached are written statements, which we did not. So it's a facts. It's a facts. They say it's been established that yes, this particular thing occurred and the investigation started on the 13th of December. Fact that it was established during investigation that the actual date the incident occurred was the 5th of December 2022. Okay. Fact that statements extracted from witnesses George M. Cowan the second say that Choplay that indeed that Mr. Adolphus T. Sibo physically contacted Madam Nora T. Ware was coming from City Bill store to LPRC compound. Okay, that was established that witnesses George M. Cowan and Sue S. Tier and Seda confirmed through their statements that Mr. Adolphus T. Sibo engaged in minority were twice on the issue of a trouser. So the statement established that yes, the man engaged. Okay, that Mr. Adolphus T. Sibo did not put his hand into Nora Mananora T. Ware's trouser. The fact that the man did not place his hand into Nora's trouser. Okay, then what led to the man to apologize if this fact was established, Harris? That Mr. Adolphus T. Sibo failed to prove beyond reasonable doubts that Madam Nora T. Ware demanded him to kneel down while en route to LPRC from the city builders store area. Fact that it was established that Mr. Adolphus T. Sibo kneeled down at his own violation whilst interacting with the operations manager Mananora in her office. So meaning they say it was at his own violation. Harris, I will be getting us.
I'm following.
Fact that it was established to do investigation that Mananora T. Webb demanded an apology from Adolphus T. Sibo. So she demanded apologies. Fact that Mr. Adolphus Sibo's interactions with Madam Nora T. Webb whilst en route from the city builder area was in good faith. The people you hear the outcome, they say, based on facts and evidence alluded during the investigation, it has been established that the incident, as reported, as claimed and reported by Mr. Adolphus T. Sibo against him, by Madam Nora T. Ware in front of city builders store around the Freeport community and also in the office of Madam Nora on Monday, December 5, 2022. It's not true. It's not true. So all of what the people say is not true. Oh God, I hope. Okay, Harris, you can come in out. Let me receive this.
And so definitely, Paco, like you listen to the outcome from the investigation. You want to listen to the both parties' account. You want to listen to the witnesses' testimony, and you want to listen to the facts gathered in the outcome. Then the conclusion, therefore, is that there is no all of what Adolphus alleged on his boss was all wrong, according to the investigation and the findings. But there are a few things that stand out, of which I listened to. Now, one point has said that Adolphus indeed recognized that his boss, the clothes you are wearing, was in a good faith, and he acknowledged her. In return, the boss herself admitted that Adolphus acknowledged her. That's one. It has been established that something was wrong on her. Now, another fact is that Adolphus is saying that he did not put his hands in her clothes, and Nora says Adolphus placed her hand in his clothes. I'm saying in her clothes. Witnesses are kind of telling us that Adolphus is not. I'm saying Adolphus had no physical contact with Nora. It has been established. So there where I'm lost, Paco, and I would appreciate you could read the witness testimony on that Adolphus said he did not put his hands in Nora's clothes. Witnesses are confirming as well that Adolphus did not put his hand in Nora's clothes. Nora, on the other hand, says Adolphus had physical contact with her.
Something
I mean, that
is
point,
not right.
That point, there where I'm lost because if the defendant can say that this act happened to me, now the victim is saying, no, I didn't do it. Witnesses said the victim didn't do it.
So there are two different accounts as per the witnesses.
So this point, there where I'm lost.
There are two different accounts as per the witnesses, and this is my kind of as per my understanding on this entire matter, Harris. As per my understanding in this, if you look at count 6, Harris, if you look at count 6 of the facts being established by the investigative team, here, you will come to understand that Harris, that Mr. Adolphus Sibo, who is the complainant in this entire matter, as per what was being what was being seen on the social media, Harris, and what was being seen on different or what was being read on the social media, the internet, because International Wire also carried this particular development, that it was me alleged that the man was being demoralized and everything, and the rest of it. But this is the case, Harris. If I, as a person, and I have a case into this entire thing, where I went on to say that this person told me to kneel down in the presence of the entire community, or in the street, from the street to his office, and at the end result, it went on, and an investigative team was established to authenticate, to know exactly what the issues are, and an opportunity was given to me to explain, and then I went on to explain, and then during that investigation, this is the entire thing. This is where the people drew that conclusion, that Mr. Adolphus T. Sibo failed to provide beyond reasonable doubts that Madam Nora T. were demanded him to kneel down while en route to APRC from the city Beatles store area. This is where the entire thing happened.
And Paco, like I said, they will draw my attention, right? Because you cannot be complaining me and don't have evidence to prove for what you're saying.
Oh, yes.
And you want to dwell on sentiments, you want to use it. I mean, you want to buy sympathy on your complaint, right? Like for instance, Paco wants to complain me, and all of what Paco is saying, it's just all we need is to provide the evidence. These days, the world is technology. Technology has taken over the world. So anything that happens at any point in time, you have evidence to it. You have pictorial evidence. You're gonna have, everything. You fail to provide such an evidence before the investigative board. Yet you claim that you are demoralized, you are made to kneel down in front of the building, whole sort. And when it went to find out, all of what he said was wrong. So one would want to understand why will honor man will go on the extent of bringing his boss to public ridicule. Because your action, then you understand that situation, it went viral. You followed that on it, right? It went viral. And for all walks and people also want to say something. So now what I'm saying is that you cannot be complaining. The investigators are saying, fine, if this is what you said, can you provide your evidence towards that? That your boss made you to kneel down in front of the bed. And this is where I don't get. It's far from reaching that a boss will want to humiliate her staff that she has worked with, or he or she has worked with over the years, to that extent that Adolphus claimed. I mean, in the whole thing, this is what I don't get. And if even you listen to the report, it says Adolphus kneeled down in the office on his own action.
Okay, so
right?
This is count.
So when I speak, at times it happened where if you know that you rank your boss and don't want it, don't want a situation to escalate where it will reach other top management and take the decision managerially, right? So what you do, you will want to just settle that matter and kneel down and say, "Oh, boss, I'm sorry. This is happening for me. I do it." Like at times when I bring my boss, it's very easy to say sorry. So Adolphus to be fair enough and say, "Yes, I did it myself. I need you down and I begged for mercy." You want to present a situation where your boss demanded you to kneel down and a whole lot. So I don't know where on earth would people on a man continue to do it. This situation reminds me of President We Are doing the Georgian pattern. He said this, right? Where those
people continue to complain their bosses.
The honor man will continue to complain his bosses because they want to get favor. The president said it. So it means that this is so unique across government.
Sometimes people not in position on a man, and they will call the president. Someone they ain't getting job. You say, but you forget about me, you ain't give me job. They say they can just address it anyhow. And that's the situation in some of the workplaces in government. And as per that particular thing, they say, can it again? They say that it was established that during investigation that Madam Nora T. were demanded an apology from Adolphus T. Sibo. Why did she demand an apology into this entire matter? This is a case. So apparently, this is a case, fellow Liberians. Apparently, when this man noticed that the back the trouser worn by Madam Ware was torn up, and at the end result, he saw it the very first time, and then when he engaged her, he said, "Oh, but I'm getting fat, so put it in a jovial form. So the trouser is small for me, so I'm getting fat. So you expect these things. Maybe when you're walking, sometimes some clothes, some clothes you can wear." For long, you don't wear it today. You say, let me just wear the clothes, and maybe you wore it, and then you did not notice. Maybe like stepping in, a little mark, came out. Maybe that place got torn, sunken away, and at the end result, you just moving with it, and then somebody saw you from distance. Oh, that place is torn up. And when there are times you will manage it a certain way, and at a certain point in time, there will be some response you will give, and it just left with the person to move on. Some of the response. So her response was, "I'm getting fat, so, and this trouser, apparently it's small for me," and then move. So who knows that man had gone, maybe had to place his hand somewhere, not necessarily, in her trouser, but, at the back where the mark was, or where the mark was, and at the end result, and it had a woman, it got the woman attention, and she had to tell him, "But why you had to do this?" That could be one account. But where we lacking is, you cannot tell me you have a case. You cannot tell me that I have a case against somebody, and then I forwarded a complaint. In time for the investigation, you cannot come out with evidence that this woman made you to kneel down. And that woman is, as per her account, as per what the investigative team said, was, "Hey, this man, after he engaged me, I told him this, and he placed his hand in the trouser. It was a serious disrespect to me, regardless of being his boss. It was a serious disrespect to me, to my person, to have done that in public. So it was at his own risk. He decided to kneel down, and people saw him, and they started to videotape him. Yes, that I instructed him to kneel down. So he was demanded an apology. In that route, and maybe in that process of apologizing, he kneeled down, and at the end result, because like, hey, when you do that to your boss, obviously sometimes you will hear some statement, hey, you will be suspended. You have to attach some value to the job as well. So the man, anybody can say that. Once you are being offended in such a manner, most especially in public, you can say some things that will make that person to be afraid. So who knows? The lady might have said, "I will complain you to your boss for such an act that you have carried on." And this guy, because Adolphus doesn't want to be suspended, or once he doesn't want to be dismissed, he had to kneel down in public to apologize to Madam Nora Ware.
And this is where honesty comes in, right? Now that you understand that your actions, weren't good enough, right? You must have the courage and say sorry. Maybe out of relation, someone said to you, "You shouldn't have done that." In fact, going and lied on your boss and said she demanded you to do it, right? This is where sincerity pays, right? This is when you challenge yourself to do the right thing. This is where it is. So the problem by it, this is where I have a problem, right? In all fairness, no matter how you can be protective, you cannot use your protection, to go on the extent of placing your hand in someone else's clothes.
Oh, yeah. Even if you want to be protective.
Now,
protect
this
is
what I expected from Adolphus, right? If you go out, given the situation, right? You rushed to pick up a laptop or to aid off with a jacket or whatever. It could have been much more preferable than you using your hands. I don't get it. This is why I don't get it. Number one, she's a woman. That's the first thing.
Oh, yes.
Secondly, she's your boss. And thirdly, it was in an open area. To what extent your action caused on all. How others around there could see, your action and could judge your action on the entire institution by saying this is how they behave. They put hands in each other's clothes. Your action has so many implications on the entity itself. Now, this is it. It's practical. If I will leave from here, bearing voice of Liberia, and maybe me and my female colleague out there, and I want to put my hands in your clothes, you know what it demonstrates? That at our entity, this is
what we do.
At any point in time, we can just
anybody can just wake up and just do something, just say something.
This is how
And
it
in
presents.
public, you don't know as to
And
whether
we're
you're in
saying this
public.
because we need to protect our women.
Oh, yes.
Oftentimes in public space, we have said this that women need protection.
Mhm.
That the women isn't because they're in position, so you're going to ride on and take advantage of them and just do it. This backward this situation is not just unique to the LPRC or to Madam Laura. It cut across government. Females today open the phone line will testify that these things happen.
Yeah.
Across government,
They
people
have been
will want to take
molested.
advantage of females. And have been molested in different from the last time it was with the immigration officer and that lady. Well, I'm saying the DA officer, right? That I raped that lady she was forced to resign her post and threaten her. The last time we saw that case, in several cases around Liberia, on a job site, women needs protection.
So that's it. So this is the recommendation from the investigative team, folks. This is what the guys said. They said, based on our in-depth investigation and findings, we herewith recommend that according to page 18, section 25.1a, Mr. Adolphus T. Sibo be given a written verbal warning in accordance with the LPRC Employees Manual. Respectfully submitted. The investigators' names are here. You got James Japa, Field Supervisor 1 and 2 Unit. You got Gipper W. Seawar Investigator. You got Solomon as Yancey Jr. Investigator. Okay, so that's exactly the account of the investigation that went on. So in count 6 of this investigation, it says that Mr. Adolphus T. Sibo failed to provide more evidence, because this is one of the things in court. If I said this man stole from me, and for that reason, I'm taking it, to a higher heart, maybe want to go to the law, I must have all of the evidence. I must have proofs to substantiate or to back exactly what men or saying or accusing Harris of. So if I say Harris took my phone, how did Harris take my phone? I should be providing evidence when I go to the court that there's maybe the CCTV camera that we have in here established that when Harris and I were on the show, and after the show I had left and then my phone left in the area, and I saw Harris taking the phone. The CCTV proves that Harris took the phone. So that's one of the evidence, right? That if I go on and then maybe like I saw 3 persons. After Harris took the phone, 3 different persons said they saw my phone with Harris. Where are the 3 persons? The 3 persons come and at the end result and tells us that the 3 persons tell us that we saw the phone with Harris. It was on this day we saw the phone with Harris, and when we asked him, he decided to place the phone in a pocket, or either he said, Abraham told me to give the phone to somebody, but then we have now heard Abraham complaining about his phone. And these 3 witnesses come out and attest that yes, Harris took the phone. Obviously, I have provided proof against Harris. But if I went on to say Harris stole my phone, and then we went to an investigation, and they asked me, Parker, where how did you say Harris take your phone? What can you show to prove that Harris actually took your phone? And then I'm scratching my head and cannot provide evidence to that effect. Obviously, I have no case. And even if I had case, in as much I have no evidence to prove that, yes, Harris took my phone, there will be no case.
Definitely, there will be no
Why
case.
would the investigators look out to investigate to say this thing actually happened?
Because this is far above sentiments. It's far above personal greed, right? It's far above. I mean, wanting to buy favor from the investigators. Like I said, this is more about your sympathy in the situation. Even in every society, modern day society, what will happen if you accuse a person? The only way your accusation can be substantiated until you support it with evidence. That's fair enough. So if you are telling us that Packer made me to kneel down on the show, right? I should be providing the photos to show, because one thing I might be insinuating, right? Perhaps I may have some personal problem with Parker, and I've long waited for a time when I could just use it to spell and somehow to denigrate his character. There are different ways to play out. So the investigators will take that sentiment out of this and allow you to present your facts, to present all of what you said. And from there, they can judge and say, yeah, I think what this guy is saying is right. I think this is how it went on. I think this is how. But the fact remains that you are complaining someone cannot provide evidence proves that you have nothing against a person. It proves that you just want to use that situation to buy sympathy. It proves that all of what you say, they're just mere allegations, is nothing to prove. That's why many times when you listen to some people, some prominent individuals will tell you, once you have allegation without evidence, I don't listen to it. I don't buy to it. Because at times you just want to
But
use it.
once you go
You
into
just
an
want to use it to
investigation,
get at someone.
you need to
And
provide
and
proof.
and it proves that if Madame Laura has anything personal against Adolphus or want to take action against Adolphus, listen to the recommendations. That
Yeah,
that,
that they
that
must
Adolphus
they must-
should that be, I mean, so it should be self a written communication, right?
Mhm.
That I mean,
A
say that
verbal
or
warning.
verbal, I mean, say a written warning.
Yeah,
A
a
written warning.
written.
So it plays out that in a situation where a Madame Laura has some person against you, trust me, that situation could have been used against you. She was going to use that situation against you. But the fact remains that the recommendation just softened the issue and said that next I don't do it. So in all fairness, this go across all gentlemen.
Okay.
Why it's true that you need to be protective of our females, understand that your action cannot exceed to a point where people have to look at it differently.
This is Good Morning Liberia, folks. At 9 o'clock, like we said, our guest will be here, Madam Moema Mensa, Breaks Mensa, Representative District number 6 for Bon County will be our guest this morning. It's on Good Morning Liberia, folks. Those of you just join us, we'd like to say welcome. So the next issue we want to go on is this Lima Bowie issue. And it is key that we look at this. Yes, we got roughly 6 minutes to go. So we have to look at this. The Unity Party is up against, let's say, supporter of old man Joseph Yuma Boaka, up against Madam Bowie. And she wrote a piece, a fortnight ago, and the people have started, one would say, bombarding the lady. They have said, hey, she has some political undertone. In fact, she needs to show her side, which side she is when it comes to the political space of this country. And as a figure, a permanent figure, someone who Liberians hold in high esteem should not be saying exactly what she said. This Gontan as per her read out. But again, let's look at what she said. Some of the things she said, fellow Liberians, is that she was saying the truth? That's number one. It said that Madam Lehman Bowie, who wrote this gun time a day ago, is it that she was saying the truth that old man Boaka should concentrate on his health and forget about the national politics of Liberia? Is it that she was saying the truth? You need to tell us. Now, this is another case. It said that the particular thing she said, being the truth, if you think, was it said in the right direction? That's another thing. Did she say it in the right direction, or was it in good faith, or was it timely to have said it the way in which she said it, taken to the social media to inform Joe Coker, to maybe tell him, since she is a daughter, by far most, as tradition holds it, she is a daughter to old man Joe Boaka. So the manner and form in which she said it, was it right to have said it in that manner? That's another issue. So she called on, the former vice president. She called on the former vice president. In her words, Old Waka, focus on your health, retire from politics, spend more time with your grandchildren, spend more time relaxing, reflecting some of the good things you have done in government. The years spent in government at your age. I think it's important that you sit and reflect instead of being an active player into the country's body politics. Oh yes. So it was, according in her belief, it was an advice coming from her to her uncle, who has served in government for so many years. After that particular statement was released to fellow Liberians, folks from the Unity Party started, and in fact, she encouraged the Unity Party to go for a merger, informing them that the future of Liberia lies in their hand. It is squarely rested upon them. So, in this particular light, it is good that they go for a political merger where you have opposition political parties coming together, and the Unity Party being a former ruling, government, taking the lead to initiate such discussion that if we are to have a new president in 2023 that we are anticipating to going for election in October of this year, it will be as a result of a perfect collaboration. She talked about that. And some folks within is the Unity Party said they are engaging, but it is not necessary for Madam Bowie to inform them or educate them about the issue of collaboration. They said it. So this lady too, as well, a staunch supporter of Joseph Boaka. What's her name? Daba Vapla. She has responded to Nyombli. What is that? Nyombli. She has responded to Lehman Bowie after her letter dated the 16th of January via Facebook, and she said she was constrained to respond, to Madam Bowie on Facebook, knowing that she got good access to Bowie. Bowie got access to her anytime they could meet and sit and have conversation. But Bowie decided to go on Facebook to write her communication. And so she said, but I have to do this because you have chosen this medium to communicate your view on the matter you know little about. And you seem to be a don't care person. You seem you are portrayed to be someone who don't care to know. And she said, regarding your uncle Joe Walker's health, our values dictate that. Okay, so but we don't want to go exactly. We'll just summarize exactly what she said. So she came out that Bowie knows nothing more. Let's say she knows little about Walker's health, and there were some of the things that she needed to do. He said, your uncle Joe Walker, like any human being, was sick, taken to the hospital, as it is morally done when someone falls sick and he is now well discharged from the hospital and home with his family awaiting full recovery. I believe that he looks forward to a niece's call or niece's call or visit from you whenever you are back to the county or the country and other well wishes as well. Okay, they say regarding your uncle Joe Walker's health, our value. Okay, so our guest is around, right? Our guest is around.
People on the beach can just something up.
Yeah, so our guest is around. So
But
now,
this issue, Paco, it's just good that we wish you had a time to go into it deeply because it's very important, and you follow up on the trends, the reactions, the rebuttals following Lima's opinion towards the matter. But for me, just to conclude quickly, because we're going to take in our guest, I think your fairness, the Unity Party, where I want to believe that they are vexed if we put in our setting because of the way the former manner in which Lima communicated her opinion to the party. And in all fairness, it brings the ambassador to question, and every Liberian will want to and focus attention on him on that situation. Remember, oftentimes he has been, in different ways, Liberians in different ways. No, this is it. Yeah, this is it. The camera is on this.
Okay, sorry.
The
sorry.
camera's on this. So as I was saying, in different ways, Liberians going to look at the situation. I have been that she has communicated her concerns to the party, directly to the party, instead of not using the social media. I think the Unity Party are going to take that into
Some of the
consideration.
things, some of the things Madam Bowie said, if you
No,
were-
no, the problem about it is that in
so
all
is it like
fairness,
the man on the
in
phone
all
greeting was
fairness,
said?
she pointed out to some issues, but I want to believe that the form and manner in which she communicated her concern to the party is what has taken center stage. And often, if you follow on Daba Vabla's communication, you understand that she said, and with the two of us share a common relationship, but you have been very, very inaccessible. You are not, you can't open up to us. So I want to believe that the party own position on this matter is because of the way in which
Is it-
the
that's not the
concern-
party's. That's not the party's
uh,
position.
Now,
No,
I was- I want to believe.
No, that's
right?
not the party's position. One of the reasons why she had to respond was because she was included into that red out.
Perhaps.
No, she was included.
Yeah,
So she
and-
wanted
and-
to provide
No,
some
I'm
level
s-
of clarification.
I'm judging
as
from
per-
I'm judging from a general point. I don't want to use Daba Vabla as a case study, right? But even Daniel Sano, you follow Daniel Sano.
Daniel Sano is not a Unity
No,
partisan.
I'm coming now, but he formed part.
we,
a party
we
aligned.
talking- but you will hear these things. Obviously, these people will come out to see the words. But this is the same Lehman Bowie when she served as orator for Liberia, sometimes back. And at the end result, she was celebrated. She was celebrated around Liberia.
So
Some of the things she said, yes, were in the right direction. How did she say it? In the public, she said it when Liberians were observing their independence.
The thing quickly before we take our second segment back. There are few things you need to point out from a readout. Isn't that Ambassador Baga isn't well? Yes, the party admitted, right? He's not. I'm saying he's not well. He's observing.
Is it that
he's well.
Ambassador Baga should
Isn't
retire
that
from national
isn't
politics?
that the party at this time to form a merger? Obviously, Unity Party needs a merger. So there's points in a readout.
Is it that the man should resign to go and focus on maybe reflecting some of his activities?
For me, I see age. I don't see age to be
okay. That's a
problem.
Okay, Harris. It's good to be here this morning, folks. Like we said, we have our guest in the studio. She represents the good people of Bond County, most especially District Number 6. Our guest on this segment is Bond County District 6 Representative Moema Mensah. Following years of intensive work in the district, she contested and won as an independent candidate in 2017 as lawmaker to represent her people. Today, fellow Liberians, she is sitting on our platform to report to you Liberians about our stewardship at the national legislature, the county, the district, and international as per her operations as a lawmaker. Welcome to you. Welcome, Representative Briggs Mensah, and thanks for accepting our invite.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be here. Just Happy New Year to everybody, to our listening audience. And your studio is nice. I'm kind of jealous. I'm working on my studio in Salala district.
Wow.
Whenever I enter in the studio, I'm just watching to see. But thanks, the new year is very good. And
interestingly, this is one of our studios.
Oh, just
yeah. So if you will take a sample view, then you will have to go to the other place, so you will be like confused which one of the design to use. No, we have three. Yeah, we have three studios.
Oh, wonderful! That's good.
Yeah,
it's very, very innovative. It's good to be here, and I'm looking forward to having a lengthy and peaceful conversation.
Is this the first time you hear the voice of Liberia?
No, I'm always here. We sat in the old building, and then after another side, people will, but it's been a while. Yeah, but it's good to be here. It's always good.
We have to stop talking, lady, at the Honorable House of Representatives. Most of the times we'll follow you, and we have a play for you. Harris, can you fund that clip for us? Yes, we have just a teaser. And that was when Representative Yeke Koloba was been chewing out for they are dressing, the unusual way. And this is exactly what you said.
Representative Mama Vincent.
You remember this particular thing? You remember this? Can you give a little?
You know, I'm gonna tell you most of the time I don't agree with your kind of approach to issues,
Mhm.
but you don't expect everybody to just be silent and quiet. Maybe some people choose how they express the issues.
Mhm.
It doesn't make them to be in a lesser person,
Yeah.
but they choose what they want to do. At
Mhm.
times you will disagree with them, but I think from what I watched from Parliament,
Mhm.
we gave a lot of attention to other issues that is essential
Okay.
to our work.
Okay.
I think when we get in chambers, if someone is doing what they are doing, let's just pay less attention to them and pay attention to the Liberian people business,
Okay.
what's going to be important to them. I don't think we are watched. We're supposed to be watched or who cost the president or what they say to them.
Mhm.
The law back everybody. So if someone feel offended about another person, they can take issue with them, not storing our affairs, because the few times we got to work, it's just few hours, and then we leave. At least when we there, let's concentrate on the meaningful issues that will be important to the Liberian people.
You
You
feel
want to
that?
believe you want to believe that's one of the reasons to English Honorable Oruba, perhaps if less attention is given to him by you lawmakers,
Mhm.
you think that one of the reasons he could change the way he approach issues?
I always say, even to the press, I think if Yeket is insulting and people not paying attention to me a lot, it's not going to go the way it goes. And again, sometimes some of the issues they can speak about is very important.
Mhm.
And sometimes I agree with him. He's my very close friend. We talk almost every day. He may not, the way he expressed it, it may not go well, but maybe that's how he choose to do it. And maybe it's working for him that way. Sometimes they say, you don't want to be a child in the house,
Mhm.
but if they keep not listening to you and they continue to do the same thing, sometimes you shout. Sometimes you even hit on them.
Mhm.
And maybe that's how if this one of message is going to resonate.
Maybe quickly,
Mhm,
Paco. This is now our
mhm.
point of discussion anyway.
Yeah,
But
sure.
I would appreciate you just squeezing this question.
Mhm,
Here's your close friend, like you said. Has there been a
mhm.
time where you have this conversation with him that is part of the fight that some of the issues you point out to they are very burdened, but this is the way you can approach it. This is the way you can
Oh,
do it.
sure enough, even there's videos, and even in session, like the last time I told you, I said, yeah, girl, when people ready for you, I'm not gonna say a word because it isn't right. I always, and let me tell you, I'm somebody that I believe that no matter my relationship with you, no matter what you do for me, I always plan to tell people the fight, and that is why when I stand with my friends, I stand with them to the end. So it's always good when someone is proceeding wrongly, you tell them. And at times too, you also watch how is it being accepted. I think what he do is being accepted. Normally
That's what you think?
Liberians, yeah, I see what I've seen is most of the time people get healed when they start to insult or maybe so
Okay.
so those people that are not in favor of that person, in a much as wrong, but they think they agree with it.
Mhm.
But like you were saying just now, your passing conversation about Lima. For me, Lima is my sister. We talked about it yesterday. We even spoke about it.
Okay.
I, I told her, I think for me, I was all right. People have their own issues. Everybody have issues right now.
Mhm.
Everyone. You see some of our colleagues, you can look at it and say, Mama, you need to run because you didn't do anything.
You
Why you think
obviously you
you're
get to
throwing
tell
money
me.
around here? But then the space, you find yourself at times you just need to limit certain things.
Mhm.
You may come in a good talk, like he said, I agree. This is the same thing I see at times when it's in people's favor, they held it.
Yeah.
When it come the other way, it's only so let's not just agree on everything when it's in our favor. Let's try to be civic about things and be honest.
Okay.
to ourselves. And that is why you see me when they're doing the flag, people are holding their heart. I don't do it. I stand up, I look up because I see us holding our heart. I see us putting our hands on our heart. Are we really having this country a heart? Are we holding it there when we sing in the national anthem? So at times
It
I
is
will
a
say,
holistic
so
problem, and sometimes
yeah.
the lawmakers have been blamed. If a question
Mhm.
will be asked, do we really have this country or not?
The lawmakers will be blamed. And then we all are placed in one basket
Mhm,
because what I can tell you, my brother, people that contested along with me, there are more people that voted for them
mhm,
more than me that
mhm,
won.
mhm.
Okay, that one was 6,000 plus, but then there were people that also voted for those people.
Yeah, sure.
And some of them, they just choose to not like you no matter what you do.
Mhm.
Some of them choose to look at your work and they admire it and they come to you. Some people, they're not just going to come to you. So you got more people that voted against you, there are more people that voted for you.
Mm.
So you're not expecting everybody to hail you. Some people, their father were in the race, their husband were
Oh,
there,
sure, it's
their
obvious.
mother were there, and they wanted them also to win and be like you. So the fact of the matter is, the work we do, we will always be criticized because for me, I'm not deterred by criticism.
Okay.
Because if the devil did not step in Jesus' life, people were never going to know the strength of God to make the stone to resurrect.
Okay, Representative, District 6 Representative, Bon County this year. Let's begin with your district this morning. Liberians are listening, watching as well. It's great that we have you to have a conversation surrounding your representation at the National Legislature and, yes, reflecting the views of our people of our district number 6. How are things in your district in terms of your representation?
What I would say, I admire normally when you guys take the microphones around.
Okay.
It's also good to get out of Monrovia
Mm-hmm.
because the work does not only last in Monrovia.
Sure.
You got bulk of the people out of Monrovia. So you got 15, 17 representatives here, right?
Mm-hmm.
After that, the rest is out there.
Mm-hmm.
Get out there, see it for yourself. But I can tell you, from our own perspective and with our own leadership we have brought, we think it's good. The work we do is a service-oriented job.
Okay.
It's that job that we have come to create film for ourselves. It's something that we come to do that tomorrow you're going to be remembered. That tomorrow somebody may not say, yeah, Mama Priest did this, she was there, but you will remember me for something.
Mhm.
And that's all we all should wish for. So by the grace of God, with the work along with our people, is good. Um, we stay not complacent. We stay working with them because
Okay.
we have a 6 years minute.
Mm.
And based on what we do, maybe they may be encouraged to renew another 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Since your election and going to the National Legislature in 2018, obviously, yes. And what can you point to as representative of District Number 6, Bon County, in terms of tangibles and how impactful are they relating to yourselves?
The first thing we when we got in politics, I contested an independent candidate.
Mhm.
I'm still an independent candidate,
Okay.
and I happen to be the first female representative. We came in with inclusion, recognition, relationship, and communication.
Mhm.
And then what we did was we tried to maintain those things. People we noticed in our district, people were not included in the process. They didn't know about. People knew, yeah, we got representative, but what is lawmaking? What is actually the work of lawmakers? And, and people, we goes to people's homes when we run a campaign, all
Mhm.
hours. Sometimes they don't even invite you and you goes there. And then you win, you don't maintain those relationships. You start to ask for appointment. Call my secretary, book the vice appointment. Did you book appointment going to people home to run your campaign? So we maintain our relationship with our people. Come to my house in Monrovia, come to my house in the district, come to the office at any time. That's your office. And then we recognize potential mind, people that want to see Salala district better. There are people that got masters, bachelors in good jobs and businesses. If they can go out there and want to be in Salala and do their businesses, you must know they have a heart.
Okay.
So you must be there with them to recognize them, then they will give the potential. Communicate everything. Sometimes meaningful bills coming up, go back to our people. So with that, we have been able to achieve, like, in our own will, about 60 plus projects,
60
reaching
plus
for town hall, reaching for POM, reaching to bridges, making you can go. It's there. We can take you around to see them, market kitchen and everything. We've been able, and then how we did it
Okay.
to say, yeah, when I take my pay this month, I'm gonna dedicate 3,000 to the work of my district. And that is why sometimes I get angry with the harmonization. Because 3,000 plus were taken away from my salary. I wish I could have
How
that
much
money.
is your total salary?
My total salary, I make $5,900 some more dollars.
When the harmonization was not done, how
It
much
was 8,000 plus.
8,000 plus.
Yes.
Can you be exact? 8,000?
No, I don't want to say, but 8,000, maybe $250 or so.
Okay.
But then when the deduction was done, with the Liberian and everything, we get a 5,000 with 5,000.
This now you lawmakers are being
this is
brave
one
to
thing-
call
this
No,
is
on your
one
because
thing-
salary.
my friend of the matter is when we were coming, people say we make 15,000. I wish I was making that money to help more people.
And some of you people did not say,
And-
oh, y'all used to be Johnson.
No, but because that was one of the things I told my people. When people say I'm not making this amount of money, I told them I've not been there. I don't know what is happening. So I'm not going to say they are making it. But I got there. What I saw before the harmonization, that was it.
This is
and
one
then
thing.
later on, what we make, like he said, and what I've been able to achieve these projects, reaching out to my friends and some of the colleagues of us are very good. You have the deputy speaker. Whenever you have a project in your district, you call him. He's waiting to be there. So we got few people. People that are not even in politics. Sometimes they tell me, when we see your work, we want to help. What can I do? Come pick up the 15 bag of cement. Come pick up the 20 bag. Like I told you again, the work we do, it's not for us to get rich. It's for us to serve our people and leave a mark. That somebody will remember you.
Yeah, Parker, quickly before you come away with question. Oftentimes, the debate has been that lawmakers are taking away huge sum of money as salaries. Instead, some Liberians want to say such money you guys make should be directed to different. Should be placed in a budget where it will be used for different programs and what have you. So when one listen to you that you may mention which you have that amount of salary that you could use to carry on your own projects and things, it tends to conflict when Liberians are saying that you lawmakers make huge sum of money.
First thing I want us to time. Most of the time, listening to some people, they can, the critics are lawmakers. Some of them have interacted with them, and I see the weakness and things they do. Look, I was working Lone Star. I was making $2,200 some more dollars, and I was able to get a properties and things on my own. For the 6 years, you can go check. I've not done a penny. I've did everything I can do in my district. And I can tell you every day, I'm not somebody to lie to anybody. You want to follow me for my bank? I can carry the day my salary account was screenshot it. You think I hear myself on WhatsApp and I send it to you to see it. I don't have to lie to anybody. And sometimes when people talking about the house, I wonder, I say, where is the money at?
So is it
Where
like
is it? Some days I don't even
the
have
way
it.
you've been seeing it outside is quite different from
It's
the way
different.
it is.
And let me tell you, that is where you see people will not perform when they go in the house because they go with the expectation that there's a money basket sitting somewhere. You wake up in the morning, you put your hand in it and put it in your bag and leave. That's not it.
Before we get to the issue of your project, it's been seen that you lawmakers have neglected your role, issue of oversight, adequately representing the people at the national legislature, and have tried to be humanitarians.
Oh, sure, I agree with you, because we have refused to be the people we're supposed to be. Oversight. We have the budget now. We're talking about it, right? Did we ask for the budget performance report?
And that has been one of the problems.
We asked for it. So we put roles. For me, I'm one person in my district. They've been saying about we're facing it to our polo role. We're facing it to our budget in, budget back, up to another role and not been touched. But because we lack the power to fund out, we put money for GS and other things for schools in our budget, in the education budget. Have we followed up to make sure this GS were bought? Have we checked the budget by line? We're going to make allocation in a few days. You agree? You agree? I vote. It's going to be business there. But are we following it up to make sure the lines are being used for the proper reason? If it is misdirected, have we followed it up to make sure the people are represented So for me, I can tell you, our oversight, I've never been satisfied with it.
Okay.
If representation, yeah, I'm representing my people in the best way. If I see else in my district, I bring it to plenary and try to bring it out to speak about it, that it should be better. I'm going out to make sure my people, I make laws that will protect them. So that is why you see we make the Salala district administrative law for us to have an administrative district and other things. But oversight, I can tell you we lack
It
it
speaks
behind.
to it speaks to there is no wrong in it when Liberians say that lawmakers, the legislature is a problem to I'm saying is a reason, it's a cause of the many problems in Liberia, and we shouldn't blame the executive given from what you said because one of the reasons to make and ensure that all of these things are put in place. But yet and now you confirm to sometimes you don't follow up on these things, you don't make sure that the relevant I'm saying those responsible make report and tell you what they have done over the time. So
We follow up on some, but the major thing I can tell you, you can say they are the problem. Everybody has the roles and responsibilities. Executive know what they're supposed to be doing, right? So even if the lawmakers, but I can tell you, we have been involved with partisan. We focus on our party
Okay.
than doing
Doing
the
the
Liberian
people's
people
job.
work.
In
So-
short, is it necessary to have a legislative body that has failed in its oversight?
Not filled 100%.
You just admitted.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
feel
In certain
frustrated. You
aspects.
feel
In
frustrated
certain
that
aspects,
the
I'm
lawmakers
frustrated.
have failed in
Yeah.
oversight.
In certain aspects,
Then what
I'm
the essence of
frustrated.
happening then?
Oh no, you gonna. That's why I tell you the places that are not okay, and that's why we have come back this last run. I hope we can make it right. And I'm going to be talking to the budget before we can even look at the budgets. Let's look at the past budget performance report. Let's look at it. And again, we will speak it up.
Okay.
But again, it's majority.
Okay.
So if doesn't
We will
happen,
definitely come to the legislature.
the way I see it,
Mhm.
my colleague may not see it like that.
Okay.
And that is why we come from different districts with different issues. So you may point it out, you may speak it out, but sometimes it just not work for you.
You talked about 60 projects been
Yeah,
undertaken,
60 plus
60 plus projects been
Yeah.
undertaken in your
Mhm.
district,
Mhm.
Bon County District number 6. And you said you contacted a few friends, they had to help in, you salaried, and so on the rest of it.
Mhm.
Is it that you come out and just say, I want to do this? Do you have the people recommending through district sitting that yes, we want this and it is
Okay.
necessary to have this?
So we do this and that is if it is corporate, is the social development.
Okay,
company.
corporate.
So we have one that the people came up with,
Mhm.
and we doing personally is the theater.
Okay.
Because we have a clinic that have been turned to a health center, but the health ministry said they didn't have the money to have doctor there because they didn't have a theater.
Okay.
So we have been able to build that theater, which is 95%. And when we're done with it, we also have to allocate money in the budget for the health ministry to be able to open that place to maintain doctors and other health workers are going to be there. So that is it. But the projects I'm talking about, they are my personal projects. I visit this town. It's been one of the oldest towns in our district. It's one of the biggest towns, and they don't have town hall.
Okay.
So people go there, they go into people's churches. I'm one person against that.
Okay.
I even tell people, if we want to use political thing, somebody come into your church, let it be. Because some of them, we go, some of us, we lie. In your church, when we move from there, you praying like once your people get for offering. So don't be entertaining political things in your churches. Let them go to the place. If you're setting us out to have meeting, they come, let them have meeting, also too. Don't use your church. Because your church is supposed to be a sacred place. And some of us are not afraid. We stand out in line and don't talk the right thing. So every project we have done has been a request from
the
our
people.
citizens.
Okay.
They come to us, they call us in town hall meetings, they call us all around and tell us, and when we make sure we tell them we will do it together.
Let's look at youth development under your leadership. What have you done?
The first thing is we have career day programs. We have scholarships. We have different things that we entertain youth. We did the first female question tournament ever in our district. And let me tell you, we saw brains, females that was being so educated, that was okay. So we in it. We do sporting activities. Everything that you've come up with, question tournaments and everything, we always into it, and we always doing it with our people. Um, it's right now one of our major concerns is we are focusing on people that have been something with drugs because it's growing in our district. You
Yeah.
barely used to see it, but now it's more. So most of the people we coming up with programs that we can have meeting with them. Some of them they say, "Oh, we don't want to do that thing," but that is why we bring the God. The conference committee has been set for the drugs law.
Okay.
We hope this law can be passed. If this law is passed, it's going to help our children, and it's going to help our district because now the violence everywhere, and the children are not doing it to themselves. You may be strong. You and somebody live together, they smoke. You don't smoke. And you cannot judge this man by the willpower you have.
Definitely.
Everybody
Definitely.
willpower not the same. So we need to not make them to look that they are the bad people, but the people that bring in the drugs should be the one to be punished. And when they are punished more, it's going to help our children to be safe.
One of the things that stand tall when you have conversation with the youth in terms of how you lawmakers can help them, we want to look at capacity building. We want you to provide the ways in which they can venture on the various TVET programs and things to improve themselves. Let's look at the youth in the district. Really.
And that is why I've always been calling Zoga to plenary because I got one of the best facility for TVETs, the Tumutu Vocational Trade School. We wanted to make that place with we passed that to Topa. It was sponsored by me also, and the president vetoed that bill based on that they had a funding to open the place. Up to now, it haven't been open, but we almost to the point of having it open properly, and we're looking forward to that done. But even with that, we had a director that was there and made sure to come up with some little programs that they can make sure that the people can be going there for a little amount of money, which we send some students there. And we have some trade school, nursing schools, and other things in the district that we sponsoring students. And they are taking a lot of advantage. And I can tell you, few weeks from now, or maybe 1 or 2 weeks from now, I'll be graduating 811 women.
Okay, I was
Yes,
coming to
it-
women
it-
empowerment.
Oh yeah,
That's
so
a huge
yes.
number.
Firstly,
Was that
normally-
program sponsored by you?
yeah, sure. Whole fully, they didn't pay anything. In fact, the uniform, well, like the trainer told me, this is the first time that even the lawmaker pays for the uniform or the training they've been doing for the students. And I can tell you, those women embrace that. Every client, we had a lunch together in my 5 clients. And we have 811 women that will be graduating. It should have been only 14, but we have to send it forward because the vice president should be the guest speaker. So we are looking, we may likely do it either on the 28th or the 3rd.
Is there something
that's
that
something-
going on? Is it that yes, you're going for re-election, so you have to go back to the district and maybe undertake some quote impact project? We want to empower women, and you know it. You know what the
No,
Lord made
and
us
that
to
is
do.
why I tell you it's good to take your microphone,
Okay.
take it there. Because for me, I'm one person in my leadership. When I'm being criticized, the only time I turn to look at it when you're being insulted. But if you can come up with a criticism in a way that it helped me, because you know why? I come from the private sector. And we always used to have a feedback section.
Okay.
The feedback normally don't need to be good. It needs to be bad because it helps you to work on your weaknesses. So for me, I like you to go up, go in my district, see what you see, and come back, say behind the microphone. It's even going to help me for the few months I have. But we've been working with the women, we've been working with the very saving, we've been empowering them, we've been doing for me. I don't do loan. I do empowerment. I'm a politician. Hands will be my buzzing. So I give it to you. You manage it fine. You manage it. Hey, and I'll tell you, oh man, can't kill one, can't credit. No. And I'm no person. Evil.
These are huge initiative, especially with 800 plus women bringing them together. But how much have been said about it in the public space? Most lawmakers want to sing their own songs when they carry on this initiative. I say that. Honorable Milma Menza is now singing her own song. Or in the space so that people will get abreast with these things you carried out.
My brother, my people sing it for me. Self-praise is nothing I believe in. And then I believe that whatever we do today, people gonna remember it tomorrow. You go see my district, I live with my people peacefully. And again, I told you, we are in a service-oriented position. We don't need to blow our trumpet. Let people see your work. And that is why our work will speak for 2023.
Madam
It's
Mensa,
already here.
if I got you right, when you said when you first took over, you decided to do a leadership of inclusion where young people, women, the older folks will come together, sit on the round table to discuss developmental issues for the sole purpose your representation at the national legislature. Still, we're still receiving feedback. If you talk about we've made all of these accomplishments in your district and beyond the district, there are people still complaining. Can you just listen to this clip? People from that area in District 6, Bond County, are saying that they have been excluded from the issues, some of the things you do.
Actually, for Bonkade region, we are not united. Yeah, to be bold to you, we are not united. The first thing our leader that they are not united. Because they will come, they fool us, and we vote for them, they go, they turn their back on. We have example. The person leader we have now, Mema B, she only said in red. If you want to help us, you send her in a tomorrow.
Let's take them. You
And,
listen
and this was the last time we visited Bond County in a town. Oh,
we went
I'm
in
mistaken.
your
I
district.
wish I could just lay my hands
We
on
went
it.
in
What
your
did tell
district.
me?
It's in District 6. Is
But you
called,
listen, you heard it. It's called.
The first
I'm gonna get a time as we move
no,
along.
but I hope you also play the good ones. Because let me tell you,
but I wanted you just said the good ones.
no, but the
You
one
said
you heard
some
there.
of the good ones.
So let me
Madam
tell you,
Mensa.
I can tell you,
Mhm.
the person that's speaking, you have realists doing campaign time, you have critics.
This is guy about
And when
me, Madam
critics,
Mensa.
no, that's it. Let me tell you, I can tell you if you match what people will say and what the good people will say about me, you saw it for yourself. I will not even go back. Sit in my place. That's what that person talking about.
But your name was
Hey,
called.
I can tell you,
Uh-huh.
they will call on me
You
because
think
they
the
see
president's a
microphone. If somebody want to go to, hey, make me feel better. I wish I knew that time. I can tell you, I was going to go to that person.
coming to
He said,
get
you
this
were
place.
actually saying
I
it was
wish-
true.
I
I
wish-
said, me
Mhm.
going my district.
We
I wish
went
you just
there.
said,
You
say
did
it to
listen
my
to
I
time.
wish Mr. Donkey could help me with the time.
We
limit.
went there. We went
I
there.
said
Yeah,
about that.
some
I'll
of
use
our
that.
news
Can
director.
just help me with the time. I'm trying to
Yes,
get it from a
so
phone because I had
that
And then
particular
call it
interview,
time,
this
I'm
particular
coming.
interview
I'm
was
coming.
conducted in District 6 in one of the towns you govern. As is the law. Because the people say
This
you
whole
forget
thing.
about them.
What?
The people say you want
I'm
you
going to get
want
it, man. I'm going to get it.
you want for them to walk to you
That's
instead
you.
of the way they see.
My dear, go back there again and see me 6 years. Want for them to walk to me. Tell you, that person, maybe they have another way they want to go.
You think the president
and
doesn't
because
like
they
it?
got no, for me, everybody can like me. In fact, maybe I've not been able to touch, So if you know what I do, I wish I knew I could have man. I heard you on the radio, wish you right. But what's going wrong? Maybe I tell you, oh, my head nothing for you to pay attention to me. Yeah, well, for sure pay attention to him. Because the thing is, what
You
he's
think he
saying
wants
is
attention?
not true.
You think
To say I sit,
Madam Mensa, you think he wants attention?
to say I sit in Salala and wait, ask them. Go back and
I think Paco, I have the name of the town.
What is it?
It's a place. It's a place that has a market ground. It's called Masanju Town.
Oh God, how you would say that? Because let me tell you, some of those people, let me tell you, one other one win there, who there and break one ground there, and then I come and be something. So maybe that's some of the crew. And
that's
one
how
time
you
I
want
say
to-
that I
that's how
can
you
tell you
want to
Marshall
break
Shoe, I can tell you the elephant, Rambo is there, Copper is
You
there.
may
In
know
fact,
the elder
Copper,
name.
but I was just
Look,
in,
Papa, this is the
listen,
thing.
I
This
was
is the
just
thing.
in
And I
Marshall
wanna
Shoe
ask
and I
you,
passed in
Honorable.
the night. Let me tell you, I passed 12 o'clock to go Wemo Town, to go Akana Town, to play lights. So you can go there and ask all the questions and I will not get in business. So Mass and Shoe, in fact, is somewhere I always say. So this few times the youth have the program, they made me the keynote speaker. I was there. It must as well on the record, the market, or
Yeah,
the
definitely.
the place.
Definitely market.
And then play the president, in fact, build the
Yeah,
housing
building
unit.
housing
I
unit,
just
that's-
placed
You know, no, but that's
why
not
you
this.
not
You
doing
know the
that?
place.
Listen, listen, this is what I want to
you
do.
get
But when
spoiled
you
on
did
that
that,
one.
when you did that interview,
I also
when you
last
did
year,
it,
last year,
we were
last year,
there.
November.
Normally we visit
Usually
around.
we have this program every
that's good.
Saturday.
That's
we go.
good.
in
Because I
competition.
can tell you,
That
people
person
will
is your
say,
birthday.
I wish I can see now. Just tell you, Mama, I'll
But
visit
the
you
town
today.
has
I
been
can't do
cut.
that. But Master,
But that's a good
I
question.
don't know
Papa, Papa, this is what I
yeah,
have,
because he
right?
didn't even call it. Then we're gonna tax.
This is my question to the honorable. Do you have any direct intervention in Master Jutan? The individual that spoke, this is the individual. But then when they went to do the interview, this photo might not be clear. But this is a town. I mean, this is a square of the town. There's a kitchen that lies there. When we had the interview. But my question is, do we have any direct intervention in Master Jutan that you can point to?
Okay, so you saw the town hall. Our program for that town hall. And we went ahead, was on the process. We put on the, we have a tower in our district. When the money comes, the development committee decide where to use it, and which is solely left with them. And right now, we have other politicians that came into help. Even Emmanuel Nukwe
Okay.
help with the Zane.
Okay.
So what we do in Mazanjo is I had a meeting, went back, appreciated, and we always go in there. For light, when I'm playing the light, I go and I put it everywhere. And I told them, decide what do you want us to do and let me know.
Okay.
Up to present, ask Copper. Copper is a youth, is one of the influential youth there. Even this field day, I was just talking. I said, Master is growing every day. What can we do
So it was
together? And
it
something.
is based
When
on
you see the person speaking, the first thing when you hear people talking, you should look at them and say, he said, I can't come to people, they elected me, I can't go sit down to
let's
that.
move on. Let's move on. Let's look at
you.
let now visit the county level. The issue of lack of unity is said to be a major problem affecting development in Bong County. What have been your role as a member of the Bong Legislative Caucus and
And the
an
chairperson.
influential
And the chairperson.
person?
I'm on the chair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So let me tell you, the thing is, I always say this when I go on radio in Bong. The citizens set their mind so much on what we do as colleagues
Okay.
or how we interact as colleagues. Hey, mommy, this is work. If you come here today, you're the man supposed to go present this show. What you tell me about is, even he come from his house, he may have his own issues. What you know to do here, man, money, his show time is here. These are the questions I think we're going to do. This is a guest. You know where? Come and send it to our work. So I don't know what the Bon County people want, friendship or they want the development to go on. They call us, so we took over, we're working together. We call for meetings, they come. The last meeting was at my house. Dr. Tokpa, Prince Moy, every other person was there, and we sat together, we discussed what we needed to discuss. My house in the district. So we had a monitoring place on the account because we were doing an audit, which GSC did. GSC did the audit, and I put the communication on the floor. It stayed with the PAC committee to come up with the funding for us to take it to the executive because was on local administration leaders were being pointed out in the audit. And then we also took the contractors to LACC, which is personally they have an investigation that is ongoing. So the work is going on. And thank God the money is secure. Normally we have almost like 800 or some more thousand in the account. But because of the moratorium, we can use it. And we're going to be the first county to be able to implement the 2018 local government act. We have setting all, we've done the election process, everything. We're setting all the county council. Because the civil society took out the court and said, this is the law on the book. We can't have regular county sitting again where lawmaker will preside.
I
And we
think
agree.
that thing was practically seen in Magibi. You will not be the first county.
No, my giving did not even do the election process. They did not even do the election process. They just said they want to do it. And then they said they want to do it in December. And then we have to wait for the election process to come out. So we have to wait for the election process to come out. So
Bon County.
Okay.
This is a debate. The decentralization of the local government either gave square the power to the people. Many
Sure.
chiefs and elders see it as a way of taking their power from them. Many a times in some counties, this has been a problem that when you go say, hey, we need to go for elections, we need to elect new people, and or if you still retain your seat, people see like you want to take away what the people has given them. I mean, what sort of strategies did you use in Bon County that get the people to understand there is a need that we elect our own officials?
The first thing is, like what you say, you have to have a mindset that for me, I actually like the law. We as lawmakers, we have the oversight. We shouldn't be the people presiding over the people money that they decide. And then we have the oversight to know if whatever they agree on is being used properly. So when this thing happened in the civil society, when the court and Madam Watercolly was judge in Chambers at that time, Justice in Chambers, she told us, yeah, this is good. We all sat together. She said, yeah, go back and discuss. And with the heads of the internal affairs, everybody, we agreed. So what we did was call the 13 women leaders from one county. They had an election. Call the disabled presidents. They had an election. The chiefs that have never been changed, we called them and they had an election. Not chiefs that are appointed, because the law says chiefs that are elected by the people. In every district, have those chiefs that some have stayed there from Taylor days and up to present, they were never touched. So they did that. So we follow it now. We're going to sit now with them. They will introduce them to us. The superintendent will do that with the minister. And then we always said they will decide on the date for sitting. And even if we have to go there, we will just be sitting to observe what they're going to be discussing.
Is it
not
that,
us being
is it that they should squarely focus on development, then forget about the issue that caucus members are not united?
And look, mommy, right now the place we are now, we on the political stuff now. You think we're going to be everybody not going everybody way?
You were on you.
Oh no, no. We're not approaching the political thing. No, I don't know how they say we're not working together.
Sometimes the people they will feel happy when they see people who represent.
So we go together.
We'll go and be holding hands and laughing.
We go together.
And so forth.
We go together. Look at the country. All of us were there. We went together. We were at the VIP. Everybody was joking. Even former Senator Yala, everyone of us was speaking. And we all was together. But let me tell you, this is politics. So the day I'm happy, the other person got a stress. So not every day. What I want Bon County citizens to focus on their work, the development. Put us against the war to make sure we do their work. Not friendship. Friendship is not important. What important is we do the people work and the people get results. That's what should be matter.
You want to believe that it undermines development as well?
It don't, because you know why? It's vote. And when the people know that my colleagues know that this thing going to benefit the district, they always come in the meeting and they always say the view with no favor.
But do you at times feel bad when you see the issue of development is moving slowly in Bon County?
Oh, it did before, because even there were contractors that were paid, they're not something, so it's not even a caucus. So there are contractors that are affected, which we are not part of it. They come with their credentials and they are being selected to do this work, and you give them the money and they leave. Even with the education funding that was given by you, say, I just have a complaint in my district. Somebody was given the money and they're not doing it. So it comes with responsibility.
Madam Mensa, we got 15 minutes to go.
Definitely.
We'll call it a day. But there's this issue in Bon County. 2023 is here. We are fast approaching the election, approximately, like say 8 months to election and so on. The rest, people are engaging. That will always be the issue of the person who to represent Bon County, the land of senator. You have a seat up for a grabs, which is that of Tokwa. Who are you seeing in Bon County? Though you be going for re-election, will come to you. Who do you see in Bon County to represent at the level that I view in Senate, joining Prince Moy as senator?
What I say every time is, I don't work for myself. I work for the people, Salala District. And when the time comes, when the citizens say this is what they want, it can be who I will go for them. But I can tell you right now, we will work with people that will respect our office, and we will work with people that will recognize the people of Bon County. And there was a lot of names coming out. And I can tell you, with Johnny, every time Johnny goes in my district, he calls me. He tell me, Omar, I'm going to go in your district. And in leadership where we are, the person that respect you, that the person you put most of your attention to. And I can tell you, the people of Salala district, they will decide and we all will work along with it.
Doesn't mean
But
that
as
you
it
will
goes,
pay attention
I
to
work
Johnny.
closely with Johnny right now because he respects me.
So what
And if
more
he
about
respect me, I will.
Representative Edward Kafia?
He's my colleague.
His news surfaced
And definitely, yeah.
sometimes back, and he was considered to be the favorite in Bon County senatorial election
Not until
in 2023.
not until when took
He's my colleague, and everybody doing what they can do. So we're watching to see when the time comes, we'll see.
So
who's
you
little
think Johnny
matter.
is favorable?
For me, I'm working with him in a way that because whenever he's in my district, he lets me know. And I gave him a consent.
Is it that he
He said,
goes
"Go
to
there."
your district and have you informed that you've been moved, and that yes, he can join you guys? That have you weighed his leadership skill? That yes, Johnny can represent the people.
If somebody have been sitting all this time managing a business and doing well, every one of us will give on the try before our leadership.
This is
today.
politics, man.
People sat down today and told me I work all along 14 years in the private sector, Lusa, and people told me I was on a scratch card seller. But by the grace of God, today, my people, some can say more, majority can say this is the leader we will stay with him. All of the opinion pool you have in my district, from before even campaign could come closer, I always been there tapping.
So, before we move to
my
the national,
point is, everyone that come in leadership and come with a posture of being committed to what they're doing and being humble to the people and recognize the people. When we see that characteristic,
as a slap in his face. Kafia must see this as a slap in his
what
face.
we making a slap? I'm just telling you who I see.
Who is his colleague turning against him?
No, but what you call colleague? What I see is what we see in somebody. I'm just comparing the two, and I'll tell you, Johnny, respect me when you go in my district. And as a leader, I will want people that come in leadership to regard and respect me. That is it.
Honorable Meza, I'm very concerned about at what point in time did you realize that Johnny is that respected? I'm saying, is that person that respect you? Is that person that concern you on everything in your district? I mean,
for the time you started working, wanting to be senator also. For the time you have this ambition.
Are you condescending that this is because of the election? Sometimes you do these things to buy your sympathy.
Oh, my point is, there is many techniques and strategies, and that is why people must be innovative. When you are innovative and going for something, you get it the way you want to get it.
We got to get to the telephone line with just 10 minutes to go, folks. Are you hopeful of being re-elected in Bon County District 6?
Sure, indeed.
Have you done some good work? You think
with the feedback we're getting from our people? Oh, sure, indeed.
Who do you think will serve as a major obstacle in the race in 2023 the election?
Mommy, I can be marketing officer for people.
I found my position.
Take your microphone to someone. I found my position. I don't see nobody. I just see myself on the stage.
The problem is you grew up in the private sector. And one of the things you would love to do is to overlook your opponent. That is fair.
Sure, indeed.
In all fairness, that you must do everything, you must have a competitor. I mean, so the question rests on this to say, I mean, haven't seen anybody that could be maybe sometimes a major competitor, given that perhaps you might done something that the person hasn't done. The person is doing something that perhaps you haven't done yet, that you see perhaps could maybe provide a challenging election for you.
And the first thing is, I come from the private sector and I come from the marketing background. The only product I see on the market is my product.
Well, indeed, folks, if you are joining us, our guest on the show is Honorable Moyman Briggs Menza. He comes from District number 6 in Bon County, indeed, 7 as our prime guest on the program this morning. And
yes, so it's quite interesting. The conversation is moving smoothly. Yeah, this is Good Morning Liberia. We got 9 minutes to go home. An extension, the representative is, we got a lot to. we had a lot of the representative we're thinking the direction, but I think we gotta take calls right now. Okay, we have this person. Good morning. Okay. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
My name is about Kimoga equal this morning.
How about let's hear you go ahead.
First of all, I'm a stakeholder within the disabled
Tiens les
community.
circonspect.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm a stakeholder within the disabled community and also visually impaired individual.
Okay.
We have our group in the area called right around the Sarala belt. And I am telling you that lady, she's very accessible. She's highly accommodating. She's someone that I believe in people with disabilities. The only advice I would have for her is at least that her office, when she, and I'm sure she will win, she might have a disabled person in her office to channel the grievances of disabled people. That lady is a marketing officer. You can't tell her, say, we want better on the back. Her job is the one she will be marketing.
Thank you. 07709079070 08809079007. Adding numbers course now on a Bermuda Brick Spencer. You follow the conversation. Too many things to touch on. You just want to put your calls 0770907907 0880907. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Quickly,
I'm
let's-
and of course, I'm from Chile, and I'm following the show this morning. And let me use the occasion to further congratulate you guys, students, and let me say good morning to the brother. You know, from the question that was posed to her, she expanded answer. You know, some of these questions you guys tried to really push her to the wall, but she was able to keep balance and flow with the questions that came. I was a bit surprised when I listened to that gentleman, all the direct play from Bond County. Yes, indeed. And if that was not because, you know, they will not be able to respond to that, but she was able to hold a context. And I must say, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's
We'll
take
talk to
this
this.
person. Let's talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Paco.
Good morning, Sekou.
Okay. Let me say thank you. Let me say good morning to the honorable, my very good friend. It's been a long time of Subsea. You know, I hope she's doing well. You know, you sometimes when I pass into a district, I will call her and say, honorable, I'm passing through your district, so I need the protection.
So you get a Johnny Play too.
Friend of mine.
Okay.
It's not because you are journalist, so you don't have friends. She's a good friend of mine.
A brother.
There are a few things. Let me speak about the issue concerning Johnny Pay first. As a media institution, Voice of Liberia, I was part of journalists that paid a visit in Bond County. We went there to do our own fact findings. We have the records. We have voices, videos of people that we spoke to. And some of the things we did, there were people that are not into the normal political issue, you know, because when you go to the normal people, they will have their own side and they will say all the things to you. So some of the things we thought to do when we paid a visit in Bond County to ascertain who's really the people of Bond who want to carry. It was interesting to know that out of the 99.9% of persons we spoke to, both on audio and out of the video, it was clear that since the involvement of Johnny Pay, I don't know him though. I don't know if he's an older person or if he was a young person. Most of the people, in fact, some of the people spoke better to us from Salala district. Some of the people spoke better to us because when there's a radio station there, I think it is down. We even collaborated with the journalists there. Where around Akuruta area or something, I don't know how to call it. Very good. Most of the people that spoke to us, they said to us that Johnny has impacted their lives. And we're asking them, but they may not know because they may has not been. Why would impact your life? Because before someone impact your life, they should be in a position where everything. And there's an old lady that explained her ordeal. And she left explaining, she cried. So we did an opinion. We have all this stuff and everything. And it was clear. I'm just saying this to say that as a media institution, a journalist that visited Bond County, for what she said, and you know, maybe Johnny Pay, I don't know if he's a young man or he's an old person that, you know, he comes across. I think it's a very good thing, and we need to say the truth when it is important to say it, right? I think Johnny is moving faster in Bond County based on our statistics that we gathered. It's like his message is cutting across.
You go now, you open the lines, you say people should call from Bon County, you have more people calling. From what we listen to the people themselves on various streets of Bon County, where they will say all these things and all of that. And another thing is, I think Honorable Menza has done her best in her district. And all what I'm saying, maybe some people will see it different. I'm speaking my capacity as a journalist, not to say, oh, no, also Liberia. No. But I went there. I'm a journalist. And I heard what people said. And I was saying to my colleagues in the car, anyone going against, Honorable Menza in her district, they should be strong enough.
You will pay for the BR. You will pay for the thing here.
No, Ibrahim, this is
Never
not
started it. This is one of the critical parts of talking for me here.
we decided to introduce a
compromise.
where you have fast check. These are things we got to do.
Okay.
In the school, we speak the truth. We went there though. I managed to know that I got a radio station there. If we collaborated with the journalists and everything.
To tell you
that we went there. The journalists themselves took us around. We did not answer. I did not call her to tell us it was in our district.
Don't even
Say that I'm not spoken to her humble on the air now.
No.
I didn't tell her because we wanted to do an independent thing. But the two names when we visited our district, her name came up as one of the serious processes of district. And we're saying those of the people that will be contesting against her in the district, they need to double up with strategies that people will buy. Because there's a woman that is there, she even go to the extent, go to people in their markets, do some personal initiatives, which is up to other politicians.
Did you listen to the audio? Did you listen to the audio we played?
Visit my name, don't worry.
Okay.
No, I didn't follow that. So on the issue, let me conclude, please. On the issue about the Johnny Bay, man, all of that, if you do a survey, my brother, Johnny is one of the serious person in Bon County. I hope other people can double up and to have a competitive process because you don't just want somebody to come from the blue sky and do something everything.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's talk to this person. Good morning.
Only one audio you play. You play all I want from me.
This person. Good morning. Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
I'm Charles, and I call for Billion.
Let's hear you, Charles.
Yeah, let me say how to the honorable. She's too well. But you don't do what good to be fine. You only play one side of the story.
But the woman said, no, listen.
Yeah.
The woman, the honorable said, the representative said that she has done good. She has done a government, a leadership of inclusion. She has undertaken projects. So we decided to bring another side. So what kind of good side you want to hear when the representative says?
All I want to balance this story now.
The five person starting here will play everything will go against you.
No way. Okay, go against me. I was
but when I balance that for us.
There is only single one person.
And when you can't speak to one person, you speak to people.
This is the thing. If we play all of the audios immediately, we don't have the time to talk. I mean,
I think we get like one person will go over and do massage you.
Good morning.
Let's hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yes, this is Alex Morgan calling from Monrovia. I want to say thanks for inviting our studio guests. I've been fighting for development when it comes to our district. I'm from our district. I'm from the Totota or Blomo or district there. And I've been fighting all development. But how is it concerned? Not everybody will say good or member bridge. I've been doing some intelligence on her and she's doing her best. But my concern.
Oh my word, we lost it.
Good morning.
Now you continue. We have to. No, we already.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good morning, AB and Paris. This is Super Jesus.
The ambassador. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said, honorable president, I just want to say congratulations, and I tell you thank you so much for your co-wife. Your co-wife will always speak. Your co-wife will always carry the news. You know what I'm saying? So I want for you to your good wife, that don't mind others. Thank you.
We got to go.
Yeah, I want to go. Anything above this?
Yes, so we got to go. Representative Mesa, you listen to your people. Yeah, so almost all of
let's hear you. What would be your parting comment? But it still calls for more to be done. That I can say.
Oh, sure. And that is why we say we're not complacent. Even with the good feedback getting from our people, we're still working. That is why you see our graduating 811 women. And we have gone to all of the sector. We have the teacher day program, we have the community policing, we trained in for period, and then when the police commanders were there, the director was there with the assistant Asatu, every one of them were there for that closing. We have worked with every sector, traditional midwives, teachers, pastors. We just did the pastor appreciation this December, and still continuing to do our work. We empowering women groups in doing this. And I can tell you one of the things you asked me, one of the things that make her to know that some of our work are resonating is we contested 2017 along with we were 16 numbers. And I can tell you go and check. Out of those 15%, none of them is contested.
Oh wow.
So it tells us, even in our district, 1 or 2% that say, okay, I want to contest. They're not even coming already. They coming on the umbrella
So you see it as a
organization.
favor.
So we no,
they're
we don't
close.
see it as a favor. We just see it as people being appreciating us. We just humble. It doesn't make us proud in any way to say. You check in other quality districts, 20, 25%. Check in cellular. You can barely count 2 or 3 aspiring correct that coming. So it tells us that to work is good and forget about getting what you can get for yourself. And I can tell you, I will always work for my people because I come from a background that my grandfather served my people very well. And also my father did the same thing.
Okay.
So I'll come in here, if I misbehave and don't do the right thing for my people, I will be eating the name of praise. I will be
You
sending their
sound
way.
like someone who
So
can,
I cannot do
can
that.
easily be getting told, like the way sometimes you talk at the level of the legislature whenever serious discussions are ongoing. Some people may feel like, hey, we can easily get to the verse.
No, don't mind it. You hear me talking that way. You know why? When you enter the chambers, you got to put a male garment.
Okay.
You sit and you look all around you, you see a dominant male. Everybody's seeking the interest. You know what I said? When I saw the Gambian woman speaking to the issue of the budget, I hope you are watching that clip.
I wish that.
I sent it in our chat room and said, I wish there would be a day that we will stand up to speak like that and we will not be interrupted. No interference. Because you know why? There are things we want to speak on. There are issues we want to say. And let me say out to the public and also to the opposition. I see people insulting Lema. I see people, I think people are just overreacting. Lema has served Liberia. Lema is now a politician. Lema spoke something. I think people should grab the best out of it and don't see it like you forcing, insulting. It's not going to lead. People just will always not lead to your will.
Okay.
So when it comes, you must accept it and digest it. And in fact, you could even write her as a private citizen or all kind of peace and tell her as a party this did not go well. Then insulting and coming on Facebook to do the thing. I think she'll help
It
Liberia.
has been
And we
a
also
great
start
time
great
having
conversation.
you.
Yeah.
Hoping that we have conversations of such in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anytime you are welcome, and I tell you,
Mhm.
you'll go by and tell a microphone to that people again. But I look for my man. I couldn't see your Facebook. I'll go find you this
I
weekend.
like
I said, my
that.
man, I just came out for you to tell the people I can visit, you know.
I like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you, guys.
Folks, this is how I like to go home on this edition of the show. Madam Mesa from District says, when my breaks Mesa, been our guest on the show. My name is April and Parker. Harris Buddy being here, and have yourselves a wonderful time from our end.